Hello Buildbox users, this is Shayan from Pumpkin Studios. A lot of you guys were asking on how to integrate Heyzap Mediation with Android Studio projects made from Buildbox. Well, this is a video guide that will help you a lot. There are two ways to do that. The first is the old traditional way, with a few modifications to make sure everything works properly. The second way is the modern way, using Fairbit's Maven repository. You can use any of the ways. The traditional way is extremely simple and you will have your mediation running in your app in no time. However, it will be a little finicky and buggy in the versions above 26 or higher, which is Android version usually named Oreo and higher. The second method is the modern and better method, but it requires some knowledge of coding, has a lot of errors to fix, and some of the dependencies may not work properly if you don't know what you're doing. Let's start with the first version first. First of all, you need to go into Buildbox. Make sure that your bundle ID is correct. It should be com.yourcompanyname.yourgamename. For me, it's com.pumpkinstudios.addtest. Secondly, make sure that you wrote your publisher ID correctly. You can find your publisher ID in the developers console of Heyzap. When you log into Heyzap, go down to your account details and over here you can see your publisher ID. I'm blurring it out, a few of the details on the page. So after getting your publisher ID, make sure you copy it correctly. And thirdly and finally, make sure that all the ad units that you're using, that is your banner ads and your interstitial ads, are of Heyzap. After doing all of that, export your project out to Android and make sure you save it and name it correctly. After exporting, go to the location of your project, where your project is. First of all, I'm going to use the add test old version. Select the Android file and press OK. Now, let the project load for the first time. Let it build for the first time. If it asks you to download anything, do download it as it will be used in your project. After that, you're going to get a plugin update for Android Gradle as we are using version 3.2 and the current version is 4.6. Do not update your Gradle as we are using the old traditional version right now. After loading it, it's going to sit and build successfully. After doing that, make sure you have the jar file already present. You're going to go to your folder, you're going to go to your project, and inside that project, over here, go to your apps, go to your libraries, and here you will have pt add heyzap.jar file. This is the jar file for Heyzap. Make sure you have that inside your libraries folder. I'm going to go to press play. I already have my testing device loaded. If it gives you an error of Cocos2DX using some unchecked or unsafe operations, do not worry, it's not going to matter much. Alright, the build is complete. Now it's installing the APK on the testing device and the game has loaded successfully. Alright, now let's start integrating this thing into the game. Go to your docs. That's the first thing that you're going to do. And you're going to choose your Android SDK. Select your networks, add networks do you want. Right now I'm just doing AdMob. After that, you do not need to download the SDK because you already have the SDK in your folder, as you can see in your libraries. So you do not need to worry about the SDK. This is the Fairbit SDK that you can use as your repository. We are not using repositories for this one, so you can skip this part. Then you can go down to your third-party SDK, as it says that you have to use your integration wizard. So you can go over here, select this, press continue. In the next window, select the app name. If you do not have an app name, you can write your new one. If it's there, you can easily find it out. If it's not on the App Store, you can click here and add your app name and you can press add. I already have it here. I'm gonna select it. I'm gonna press next and it's going to say added already. No worries, I already had it added before. I'm going to make sure my publisher ID here is correct, my app ID is correct, my static ID is correct, and my banner ID is correct. You can find all of these details in your ad mob. Log in, go to the apps. If you already have the app, then it's good. Otherwise, you can press add the app. Have you published your app? You have to press no. Write the app name, select the platform, and the app will be created. I already have it over here. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go towards its ad units, and here is the test banner for it. You can copy the interstitial and paste it over here as the static ad ID. If you cannot find these in your ad units, you can always add an ad unit, select the banner, select the interstitial, whichever you want, add a unit name, and then you can easily create one that way. Now for getting the, you're gonna go to the app settings to get your app ID. You're going to select this, you're going to copy this, and you're going to paste this at the app ID. You're going to click on your face of your name, and you're going to see your publisher ID over here. Press continue. Yes, a few of these are not filled. You can fill it if you have a native ad ID, if you have made an incentivized video ad ID, but I am not going to use this in my project, so I'm just going to press continue, and it's going to say that it has successfully configured. Then you're going to see your Android manifest folder. You're going to check if your permissions are correct. You're going to go down to line number 113. You're going to check whether you have network state and you have internet. If these both are over here, network state and internet, this is going to work properly. There are no optional permissions. As for the activities, you're going to see Google Play Service activities. You're going to scroll up to line 10, and from here you can see your .com Google Play activities, and it's working perfectly. You're going to go down to your ad mob. Then you're going to scroll down until you see the ad mob. Because I am using the ad mob, I have to do it for the ad mob. If you're using any other network, remember to do it for the other network, such as Wongle, App11, or any other things that you're using. Select these two dots to uncomment it and make the code usable again, and that's the same code that's written over here. Now we can go down, and we have to use Google Play Services implementation. So I'm going to copy this, select this and copy it, go to your Android Studio and go down to your Gradle scripts, go down to the module app, scroll down, and from here where it says add more dependencies, press enter and press these two properly. After that you can press sync. Let me just stop the previous one. Alright, the build is completed successfully now. Everything's done. Now I'm going to go back to the guide. I'm going to see what else is there, and this is user consent. That's not necessary right now. Okay, and the SDK initialization, let me check that if that's done. You can check that by going to your com directory in your Java, secret HQ, and into ads, into Heyzap bridge. You can press the import button and you can see this line com.heyzap SDK ads, and it's the same line. Then you can see this one activity line. You can scroll down to line number 200 where it says SDK key, and you can see this thing is the same as this. Instead of the publisher ID, it's written SDK key, which is being tunneled through all of different applications as a variable. So let's go down and let's test our activity. I'm going to select this, and let's see now. Over here, before actually let me go after try, I'm going to add start test activity. I'm going to press play and I'm going to press OK to test it on my testing device. Alright, it has started running the activity on my testing device, and my Heyzap is successfully connected. The only thing that right now I do not see is ad mob working. So I can click that and I can see it gives me the error of network not enabled. That's not big of a deal. What I can do is I can go over here. From here I can go back to my dashboard, and here I can select my settings. In the settings I can see that a lot of my stuff is not working. This is an issue specifically with my account and my AdSense. Hopefully this issue does not come towards your side. However, in the end, as you can see, Heyzap is connected and it's working properly. I can press start, I can play the game, and over here I can see an ad interstitial loading easily. If I stay long enough on this menu, my banner ad will also load. So this was the easiest version of integrating. All I have to do is remember to remove this line, and there you go. Heyzap has been integrated successfully in your app. Now comes towards the second method. Alright, the prerequisites for the second methods are the same. Alright, after opening it, it's going to say that the project was made in Gradle version 3.2 and the current version is 4.6. You're going to press update, as this you're going to try the new version to update everything. Alright, it's going to give a little bit of errors. Do not worry about that. We're going to solve all of these errors right now. The first thing is going to say that our specific SDK tools build version is not the right version. We are going to press update and we are going to sync project. It's going to download a lot of stuff. If it has already been downloaded on my system, so it's not going to download over here, but over there at your system it is going to download. So make sure that you have your internet connected. After that, it's going to say that min SDK version should not be declared, so you can just remove it from here. And then it says that a target SDK version should not be declared in your manifest file. No worries, you can open your app, go to your manifest file, and over here where it says SDK version, you can just select it and just delete it. Then let's go to your Gradle build. In order to make sure that you're doing the right thing, go to your docs. In your docs, click on Android SDK. After that, scroll down and choose all of the ad networks that you're going to use. I'm going to use AdMob only. I'm going to select AdMob. After that, is going to say to download SDK. We are not going to download the SDK, as we are going to use the Firebird Maven repository. We are going to select this. We are going to go to our project. I'm going to press enter and I'm going to paste it over here. It's going to say that Gradle files have been changed. So we are going to sync now again. While it's syncing, I'm going to go down a little bit. I'm going to select the implementation code and I'm going to go to my build Gradle module app, and over here below where it says dependencies, I'm going to go and press enter and paste it over here, and I'm going to press sync now, and it's going to give me an error that something's wrong with my code and one of the commas is missing. So I'm going to add one comma at the end and I'm going to try again, and it's going to work perfectly. And I'm going to check it's not a comma present on the Fiber's official website, so do not worry about that. You can add the comma on your own. Now it's going to say the configuration compile is obsolete. Do not worry about that for now, because it's going to get removed at the end of 2018. It's going to work right now perfectly. After that, the next thing that you have to do is make sure your network security config is set up correctly. You're going to copy all of this code. You're gonna go to File, New, and you're going to create a new Android file, and you're going to write here network underscore security underscore config. You're going to change this resource type to XML. You're going to change the root element to network dash security dash config. Make sure the source is main and everything seems fine. Press OK. It's going to create the directory in your, where is it, resources XML over here, and over here where it says the network security config schemes, whatever it says over here, just select all of them and paste that code over here. After that, you can go back to your manifest and let's call this back in your manifest. In your application, you can easily call this thing. Over here in application, you're going to write the following string of code that I've already copied over here. That's going to enable your network security config, and make sure that you link it properly. I usually do not use this, so if you want to do it, you can always add it. And the added bonus of doing it is, I can show it to you over here, that for targeting Android P, which is the highest right now at the time of this recording, the highest version of Android video ads, to view the properly video ads, you can add this exception in it. I usually do not use this, so I'm not going to add it right now. And after that, you can go to the integration wizard and hold on. After that, your integration is complete. Let's go back. You have to make sure these things are present in your Android manifest. So let's go down to your Android manifest, scroll down and see your network state is present, your internet is present. So let's go back. There are no optional permissions. Now Google Play services and AdMob needs to be activated in your manifest. So I'm going to go up to AdMob. Let's activate this first. I'm going to uncomment this by deleting the comment marks, and this thing is the same as this over here. Now for Google Play services, I'm going to scroll up and make sure this Google Play services with version is written over here. So there's absolutely no issues. After that is done, I'm going to add these two lines. Let me copy that. I'm going to add these two lines to my module below my Fairbit integration. Now over here it says the version has to be 12.0 or higher. Now I'm going to use this opportunity to increase it to the highest possible versions that I have available at the time of recording. I'm going to remove the plus. It's going to be 12.0.1. This is going to be 1.0.3, and again this version is going to be 12.0.1. I'm going to scroll up, make sure my target SDK version, the highest one, 28, and I'm going to make sure that my compile version is also 28.2. Build version is 28.0.3, and there you go. Now I'm going to press build. Now it's going to give me an error soon. Alright, it has finished compiling. I'm just gonna compile again to make sure that error pops up before the final build, and there you go. It says program type already present, com.heyzap house manager $1. This means that one of the libraries are duplicated, and I know exactly which library. You're going to go over here in your project file of Android Studio. You're going to go down to Android. You're going to go to app libraries and delete the Heyzap library. Since you're not using the old one anymore, you're going to use the new one. After that, you're going to build again. Alright, the build is finally completed and everything's working perfectly. That means all of the errors are resolved, everything's gone smoothly. So let's just finalize this. Go down, adding user content and consent and initializing. This has already been initialized. If you want to check, you can check it over here at java.com secret HQ, and you can go to ads, you can go to Heyzap, you can go to your import, you can increase it, and here you can see that this thing is the same as this thing, and for this one it's right down at around line number 208 over here. There you go. And it's the same thing as the SDK key. Instead of the SDK key, it's using the actual word the SDK key, and that thing is getting channeled through all of the other files in the project. So after that, let's just check if it's working or not. I'm going to copy this, and right below this I'm going to paste it, and let's just press OK, and I'm going to press play. I'm going to check my testing device is connected properly, and I'm going to press play over here. Alright, it has completed and it has launched on my phone, and I'm going to let it load, and there you go, it's working perfectly. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If there is anything that you want to ask, any questions, feel free to ask on the Buildbox forum, and I'll be there happy to help. Signing out. Cheyenne signing out.